Now that the new downtown is mostly developed, the waterfront strikes residents and tourists alike as boring. To fix this, waterfront land is sold to be developed into some beautiful tourist attractions. Let's go. Alright, the plan for today. First, we don't need all this sand. We don't need big giant beaches. I don't think it's the most realistic. So, we're going to make the sand only go on the boardwalk for now, and then wherever we need to on here. In this episode, I'm also going to be building industry, by the way, by the highway, because we need some place to put it. So we're going to put it behind the highway, but close to downtown. This might be a mistake, but I want it to be a realistic mistake. It builds, and it gives us a problem to solve in the future, which I think is going to be fun. Alright, and then my plan for the waterfront is, first we need to get the observation tower, but just the western one. I don't want it the regular observation tower, because that would just dominate the skyline. And that, of course, wouldn't be the best. Then the Ferris wheel that we got with bridges and ports. I've been wanting to incorporate that into my city for so long. A lot of trouble with quays here. Then I want to have a little waterfront community, like an elite community or something going on. So gonna build that. But first, starting with the observation tower, there's gonna be a park alongside with it. And as you can see, I don't know if your guys' quays had been doing this as well, because they just would not do that. I turned off constant slope. I turned off literally like everything. And I think I know the problem now, which was I don't think it was snapping to existing geometry, and so it was like trying to go over the thing. That would be terrible if that was actually the problem, but I end up just like kind of going around it with normal quays, and then just turning them into quays, normal paths, and then turning them into quays. So we're gonna have a parking lot here just for all the tourists, and I was going to see if I can get the statue, you know, the same statue that we put in during the Tanner Island series, which that was my favorite waterfront build. That was peak guy with the hammer. Actually, probably not. But anyways, got a little parking lot going in. We're gonna do a bicycle park so people can ride their bikes here, other than an 18 by 18 park that comes with this. And I think I forgot what that park was. And of course, we got to get the nice grass that I've started to become addicted to. And then we're going to get some trees in here. I think it just is pretty appropriate. And then we got to get them along the parking lot, make the parking lot look presentable. And I kind of want to do it along the edge here, some trees along the edge. I'm trying to keep anarchy on or off, so that I get a more like easier thing to work with if I don't have anarchy on. But we put some bicycle lanes in here, and just down the street for another little node, just so that the bicyclists are a little bit safer. In next episode, we're probably gonna have to fix a bunch of stuff with bikes, because they should be, I don't know, do they ride on sidewalks? I don't really remember, honestly. But that's our first little waterfront build, and it's done, and it already makes the waterfront just look a ton more better. I think we just need a few more of these to complement it, and then we will be all good. This one's definitely going to be a little bit smaller. I think I did go a little bit too large on the other thing. We're going to be using a pedestrian road for this one, and realizing it doesn't make sense to have it a one-way, because you know how the emergency vehicle is going to get here. And of course we get trouble with the water. I think with the water simulation, like, you have to be like at least 4 feet above sea level, and so it kind of like, or else it floods, and you know that's not good, of course. We get a park cafe and everything, and then we're gonna like, you know, do the pier, make sure everything is making sense. And these are the end of the roads here. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. The end of the road is kind of a little bit weird. I'm adding a node here for a quay, but you could see that it's kind of like curved at the end. It's not like flat. I wish there was an option to make it flat, since it's more realistic for like dirt roads and stuff. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's just get the nice grass in here. I realized maybe we should get some paths in here. I was trying to get a path going around it, but it just didn't make any sense. So we're going to connect any of the paths that need to be connected with these assets. And just some trees. I mean, I think trees are always going to be the best filler for episodes like this. I realize that the assets that are on it cause the jankiness of the terrain by the quay walls. Anyways, we're doing some piers just so that people can get a nice look. And now we'll do our little beach right here. So I know I said like the beaches don't have to go all the way around. Well, when there's an empty spot like this, it can't just be awkward forest or anything. So we are going to be doing a beach, and we'll detail that with like umbrellas and stuff. By the way, if you are making a beach and need umbrellas and just umbrellas for the beach, search up parasol, not umbrella. I spent a long time. I recorded a series for this channel that was scrapped. I just recorded the first episode, and I could not find an umbrella to save my life. And well, they're called parasols because I realized, oh, that's probably what they call them in Scandinavia and the Norwegian area. Our roads are getting flooded. I don't know how. It's pretty strange, but it's working. And so here's the Hillside community. I completely forgot to record the setup, but I wanted low density housing. I might change this later on depending on how I liked it, but just a nice winding road, and the stuff kind of like the density kind of steps down so that everyone has a good view. I might have to get rid of those spruce trees though that are right there. Do a little parking lot for our future beach that is right here. So this is gonna be fun. So yep, little parking lot, and then detailing where the beach is gonna be. Probably just this area. I think that's a good size. Then we're gonna get some pedestrian paths going around. I know that's probably not realistic, but you need to get some activity on the beach. So I think this is the only way that you're actually going to end up getting activity anywhere. Put some rocks here just to make that end of the grass less sudden. I'm sure I have decals for that, but I just wasn't thinking. It's probably a bit realistic to have some shrubbery and weeds by the kind of end of the sand, if that makes sense. And if you need lifeguard chairs, the tennis umpire are really great for that. They're not the most noticeable, but if you're taking a screenshot up close, it's your best bet. Now I do think that some of the beaches are a little bit full, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. I'm just kind of criticizing myself here. Well, I'm trying to get the I had so much trouble with these rocks. Like, I placed some of them down without anarchy, so they were just all disappearing, and it was giving me the worst headaches ever. And I'm like, dude, this actually stinks. But anyways, just getting some greenery here to fill out that now empty space. It looks good. And I mean, look at that beautiful drive off of Weston Main Street. You know what? I'm actually pretty happy about how this looks. The beach, at least. And the waterfront, of course. That just adds such a good element to our waterfront. So let's move on to the industry. So you can see that it is right here past this. I think this is the older, yeah, this is the Railroad Avenue interchange. Or no, it's not actually, it's the newer interchange. But I want to get some road hierarchy in here, at least general road hierarchy, because I know that this is going to be pretty bad. And I know I'm going to be a little boring here with kind of the road layout, the grid, but I think it makes the most sense on like, oh, this would just be really cheap. You're not going to have to invest in big factories. And it makes more sense to have it right by the rail yard, kind of have an industrial district there. Maybe it being so close to the downtown wasn't the absolute greatest idea, because there's probably going to be some freight traffic, but we can always fix that by having some sort of, I don't know, bypass, but whatever. And there's a big bug now that I've noticed. The employees, like once you zone it, it already has no employees, but it goes away, which is actually part of the reason why I built it here. Oh, by the way, this car crash right here, 43 casualties. I posted it on Reddit too. That's insane. I don't think I've ever seen a crash this big. And we're dealing with noise pollution because I forgot about like the increased noise pollution and everything. So there's a little bit. I mean, they're gonna have to deal with it, man. We'll add as much trees and stuff as we can, but for now I'm just gonna get rid of that part of the neighborhoods because you know, if they're gonna be complaining the whole time, I don't want to deal with them. And we already have increased problems from the downtown. But anyways, let's not get off topic. We're going to just surface the entire like general area, so that we have kind of a realistic looking industry, and then we just surround it by trees and look at it. Looks beautiful. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe, join the Discord, bye.